Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kisha. I blog every day at kjaggers.com. That link is below. I would totally love it if you guys visited sometime over there. Tons of content. It's a home away from home for me, and it's there for you guys. So this morning I am back sharing my favorites. Now normally I share my monthly favorites where I share, beauty, household, pet, electronics, books, planners, you name it. It's basically a hodgepodge of different things that I've loved throughout the month. Being that we're in a new year, we're in a new month, I thought it would be fun to share some of my favorites from 2015. So today we're going to talk about electronics, books, and planners. And I have quite a bit. I definitely want to jump right in. So the first item I want to talk to you guys about is my computer. Now I have the Dell Inspiron. Is that how you say it? I think it's Inspiron. It is a touch screen, and it's definitely been a favorite of 2015. My older computer, which was a Sony, crashed. It was getting older. So I went out, I found a computer that I thought I would like and charged it. And I'm very happy I did, because the Dell has worked so good for me. I love that I can just sweep, and it's like a touch screen, but it's not I was very careful, because if I wanted to make sure that if the touch screen stopped working, that the number pad and the keypad and the mouse, all of that would continue, because if something is just touch screen, it could be a problem if it stops working. So I made sure that everything would continue to work, even by, if some chance that touch screen did not work. And it definitely is like a two-part system. You could use the touch screen only. You can use the touch screen, the mouse, and the keyboard together, or you can just use the mouse and the keyboard. And I'm really grateful for it, because it has worked well. And I use it, every single day. I had no problem spending a little bit extra. It was under $1,000. I didn't really want to go right to an Apple at that time. I might eventually switch over to a MacBook, but I'm not quite ready for that. But my computer, my laptop, has definitely been a favorite of 2015. And after you go through a computer crashing and losing your stuff and having to copy files, and all kinds of different things went into my other computer before I switched, you really appreciate a new working laptop. So every weekend I'm cleaning off files. I'm using my virus protection really well, and I'm just loving it. So that has definitely been a favorite all the way through 2015. Also, my Fitbit has been a huge favorite. So here's the box it came in. Let me kind of show you. Now for me, I have the Fitbit Charge HR. And what that does is it checks my heart rate. It also monitors my activity and workouts and how many flights of steps I've went up. My optimum is 15, I think, on the steps, on the going up and down the steps, and 10,000 steps overall for a day. It also monitors my sleep and tells me, if I was really restless or how many hours I actually got. Sometimes I am not looking at the clock when I fall asleep, and I'm not exactly sure of how many hours I actually got. It also syncs to a app on your phone, and it's really fun because there's so many different challenges that you can join in on, and I can be quite competitive. Now, for me, definitely when I first got it, I was using the heck out of it. And then some things came up in our life, and I got kind of off of a workout schedule. But I'm slowly getting back on it, and I think the Fitbit has been so motivating. Another thing that I really love about this Fitbit is that it has caller ID. I know, is that not crazy? So a lot of times I keep my phone down on silent. I don't want to hear all the notifications coming in from YouTube and Gmail and all of that. And I keep it down, but I miss a lot of phone calls. Not with the Fitbit. If you're, I think, within 20 to 25 feet of your phone, you will have a quiet, silent alarm or with caller ID telling you who's calling. Even if you can't hear your phone, you can see it on your wrist, and I love that. It's a feature that I love a lot. I also love that with this, I can check my steps, check my heart rate, check how many miles I went, how many calories I burned, how many flights of steps, and all I'm doing is tapping it. And I find it motivating, you guys. I find it motivating to hit those 10,000 steps. It's very easy to sync. It syncs into Apple and iPhone. There's apps for both. And you can follow me if you wish. I'm just simply Kisha Jaggers there, and you can send me a friend request, but there's so much that you can do with this, and I'm just like overall impressed. My son wants one. It's definitely got some really nice charts. It's got some really nice graphics that go along with it on the app and on the desktop. Another thing that I like is that you can set up some silent alarms. So, you know, we all have had those wild alarm clocks that just scare the hell out of us every morning. And that's an awful way to wake up, you guys. But with this, you know, it's monitoring your sleep, but you can set the silent alarm, and what it's going to do to wake you is just lightly vibrate on your wrist. It's such a peaceful way of waking up. I am so fond of the alarms. And, you know, I use the alarms for lots of different things. For obviously waking up in the morning, for taking medication during the day, you know, because there's a certain time I need to take medication, and times that I need to go get Jackson so I don't forget. I've used my alarm for basically everything. I think it's like genius. I love the Fitbit. This one was under $200. Well, I think it was right at 200. And this isn't the best one. There's one right above it, and I forget what it's called. I'll try to link it below, or just link the website and you can check them out. But it has GPS. I thought it might be a little much just for me, and I went with the Charge HR. Definitely love it. Another item that I loved from 2015 was my Apple iPhone. Now, this is the first iPhone I've ever had. My kids have had Apples, but I did not. I had Android, and I absolutely adore FaceTime to keep up with my teenagers, to keep up with my daughter who's out of state, for Christmas with family. I know Skype is very simpler, and all Android users are going to say, well, we got Skype. It's not the same, you guys. I don't know. I think it's easier to sign in with FaceTime, and that you can call your contacts. Skype usually takes me longer to sign in on, and I'm not near as happy with Skype as I am FaceTime. But you can basically do the same. However, I have really enjoyed having this phone. Scott's got this phone now as well. And I love this little case that has the stand. Came right in this, and it's really nice. It's protected my phone, but what I love even more is the screen protector. So I got the glass screen protector, and I actually broke it, but it saved my iPhone, and I have another one that I've ordered that's supposed to come in, and it just fits right on your screen, and if you drop it, you do not have to worry near as much. And I'm always dropping my phone, you guys, so that totally saved my life, that glass protector. I loved it. Now, as for some apps, I do plan on doing a more in-depth video, but I like Dark Sky. It's a weather app, and I paid for it. Love it. I like my devotion app. I like Clue for like my period and all that kind of stuff. The Find My iPhone, I absolutely adore. We have our entire family set up on that. So any given time, Brittany can log in and see where I'm at. I can log in and see where either the boys or my husband's at. And I just love Find My iPhone. And, you know, everybody should have it anyway. Just because, I mean, it's coming really useful. Keyring, rest stops is another one, and it tells you the different rest stops. So when you're traveling, especially with kids, it's wonderful. Color Splash is another favorite. Ibotta is another favorite. The Walmart Savings Catcher is another favorite. Framatic, and I don't know how to say it really well. I use that on Instagram a lot. I have quite a few apps, and I do plan on doing a video, and I'll share those with you in time. So, let's go on, because I don't want this video to be too long. I have like little stray hairs, you guys, that just drive me nuts. Okay, so the next item that I loved electronic-wise for 2015 was my Nextbook 7. Now, I have an Apple iPad. My mom got it for me. She actually had it engraved on the back. And it's just beat to hell, and the screen's not working as well. So I got this Nextbook, and I was really, really happy with it. Now, I know I got an Apple phone and an Android tablet. I don't care about that stuff. But what I loved about this was when I went into the phone company to replace something on one of our phones, I was talking to them about my tablet not getting like really good internet. If I'm in the car and I have to like hook it up to my phone. And so they set this little tablet up on my cell phone plan. And so I love it. Like, no matter where I go, I'm using the data from our phone, which is unlimited, for my tablet. So we really like this for GPS because it's bigger, and you know, we're getting older. We need to be able to see things a little better. And this works great, but it's also been great for my recipes downstairs. I'm just like amazed that my cell phone service runs through this little sucker. And, you know, obviously when I'm home, I'm using the Wi-Fi and all that. But besides my smartphones, I've never had any other products hooked up to my data plan through AT&T. And once this got hooked up that way, I was sold. Like, there's a lot of times that I put a big shopping list on here for Walmart. I don't necessarily always like using my phone for that stuff, because a lot of times I'm just talking away on that phone shopping or videoing or whatever, and I'm having to switch in between. Well, if I put a shopping list on here, or I want to look up something that I found, I absolutely love this tablet. It usually just lives right in my purse. I have no issues with it. It's 7 inches, 16 gigabyte, and basically, I just use it for this and that. But I really do love this. And of course, my laptop could go in the kitchen for recipes and all of that kind of stuff. But this is just so much more convenient. So I love that. Now, another electronic item that I've been loving basically since December, kind of like mid-December, before Christmas actually, is the Polaroid Zip. Now, I don't know how many of you guys seen this. On Erin Condren, they were starting to sell them, and I started noticing a lot of my planner friends on Instagram was using it. Now, it has an app that goes right on your phone. This is the printer. See how big it is? Not big at all. The paper is a zinc paper, and I got lots of it. Comes in these little packs of 10, and you never run out of ink. Like, the ink is inside the paper. I mean, that's amazing. So you can print pictures off your cell phone, and the pictures have a sticky back, so they can go in planners. They can go on different things like crafty things that you're making, or maybe you're making a card for Valentine's Day. My hair's crazy today. Maybe you're making a card for somebody or whatever. I have had so much fun with this. Erin Condren has a neat little package where you get a bag and everything else. I think my mom just ordered mine right off Amazon. So I love that. And I actually am probably going to get the Polaroid Cube next. It's like a little tiny video camera with a big magnet, and I'm excited to get that. And so that will be coming in, and I'm sure that will be a favorite of 2016. Now, another item that I loved through 2015 is this window mount for my smartphone, and this is the Swoosh, if I want to say right. There's the box, and this is what it looks like. So it's got this piece right here, and this part is adjustable, so I can stretch this out if I want. And your phone clips in here, like so. This fits on your window of your car, and this is a wonderful, wonderful mount. It's not shaky like a lot of them. It was like $35 if I'm not mistaken. I think I got it at Walmart. It works for almost every kind of phone. You can set it up to go this way as well, if that's something you want to do. See, just like that. I absolutely love this, and it's made life so much easier. So, when you see me filming in the car, sometimes I have the camera I'm talking to just kind of up on the dash, but most of the time I'm using this. And it's a great way to be able to record me or the road, because I can just hit one button. It's going to flip that camera around, and it still can, this part is not covered up, so it can still get the road. So I totally use that in 2016 like none other. Another item that I have absolutely loved for the car is this power line charger. So it's got the 3 prongs. It fits right down into your cigarette lighter. And I love this because in my car, I have a Mini Cooper. In my car, there's only 2 plugins, one in the very back, I guess for a radio or cooler or something. I don't know. Like, my mom has some of those coolers that you plug in and it keeps them cold. But I assume that's what it's for. But it's in the very, very back and one in the front. Now, if I have my tablet charging with directions and I want to charge my phone as well, I will have to switch out the chargers and all of that, and it's just a pain. And you need car chargers. Well, with this one, I can just grab my charger from in the house. I can pop it right in, and this has been like a lifeline for me. Jackson actually has one of his own, and I think my sister got that for him, and I bought one as well because they are just like super handy. And I just brought this in from my car. It just pretty much lives there. And if I go on a trip and, I'm using somebody else's car, it's nice. What I love the most is the 3 prongs. So if I do want to take my laptop, it fits like right in. So definitely a favorite. Speaking of my laptop, this speaker by Altec Lansing, that's what it looks like. Plugs right into my laptop, is so amazing. Like, it's hard to hear sometimes. If there's a lot of noise in our house and I'm watching maybe a movie on my laptop, or I'm watching in the car and we've got the window kind of cracked for fresh air or whatever, this speaker works so good to be able to hear stuff. It takes 3 AAA batteries, and it does plug. It's got an on and off switch. You just kind of move it like this. And this was definitely a favorite from last year. I used it so much. Another electronic favorite that I used last year, and this one might seem a little bit funny. Walkie-talkies. I love these. I have so much fun. I try to do the over and out, and I just have so much fun with these. It's unbelievable. 10-4, and we always, Scott and I sometimes we actually use these on the cruise a lot that we took, but we've used them a lot at home before we left and since we've gotten back. So if the kids are going out to play and I don't want them, well, you know, Jackson goes down by the lake, and I'm scared cell phones are going to get messed up and broken, and I hate paying for broken Apple products or Androids or whatever, but I will send these out, and they are just amazing. There's been times that Scott and I have messed with these from floor to floor, because you can't hear in the back of our house downstairs. So sometimes it's really fun, but these were really a good purchase. Now, I know a lot of families have walkie-talkies. We just never did. We only own the 2, but I plan on getting a few more because I think they really will come in handy, like in the upcoming summers when we have teenagers just running around, and you know, sometimes they go fishing and different things, and I would feel better about replacing one of these than an iPhone. I just would. I love those. Another one, my Dymo letter tag, was a big favorite for 2015. Again, the way this is made, it does not run out of ink. Those are the products, just like the Polaroid Zip. I love when something can't run out of ink. I mean, my printer ink is outrageous, and I love that, you know, with the Polaroid Zip and with this label maker. I've used this for everything. However, I don't have like babies in the house, and I don't need to label everything as much, but it's worked really good on our file system. It's worked really good in my planners. It's worked good on some of the things in the pantry, but you know, my family's got eyes. They can see spaghetti versus lasagna in, you know, like Tupperware containers. But I still do label some stuff, and like when I make homemade cleaners, I use those to label the bottles. When I make like homemade eye makeup remover, I use those labels like on the bottles. I've used those labels on all kinds of stuff. I also use those labels for back to school when I was putting Jackson's name in different books and all of that, and that was before Zane moved in. But we definitely love the label maker, and it's came in handy for so many different things I can't even begin to tell you. Another electronic that I really loved was my Nikon Coolpix L830 camera. Now, I've used this for a while. It's got the screen and all of this. It's definitely a favorite. I'm going to be getting a new video camera sometime soon. I think I'm going to get rid of this and trade it in on a new one because my touch screen is kind of messing up a little bit on the camera I'm using now. But this takes amazing pictures, and it's a nice camera, and we've used it a lot last year. It's definitely a favorite. Another electronic that is a favorite is my good old-fashioned Wii. I do have the back off. Now, this is an older Wii. I know they have newer ones. This is one of the Wiis that, you know, when they first came out, we got one. I think we've had this Wii for almost 10 years, maybe. And I don't just have smart TVs around the house. None of our TVs is a smart TV, actually, to come to think of it. But I want to be able to get on Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, and I just love my Wii. Now, I think the internet strength could be a little bit stronger. It's older, and I maybe will replace it eventually. But this has been a lifesaver because sometimes our TV doesn't work well, and our cable isn't working well, but our internet is, and I can put that on any TV and get to all of the things that I love to watch. It's definitely a favorite, and I didn't want not to mention it. Now, books-wise, I gotta get moving. Books-wise, there's quite a few books that I loved, but I only grabbed the 4. Love the Home You Have. We're in the middle of the challenge. This was definitely a favorite in 2015. It is such a charming little book. Now, the KonMari, the life-changing magic of tidying up, the KonMari method was also a very inspirational book, very motivating, and those were about your house. Now, another one that I loved is The 5 Love Languages. I've read this like 4 or 5 times. It's just helpful. It's a reminder of how to love somebody and how to show that you love them, how to remind them The secret to making your love last is communication. And this book talks a lot about learning to talk. It just has a lot of really interesting points. And I think it will make a difference. Scott and my marriage is not always, you know, perfect. It's pretty rock solid. We've been together for so long and we love each other a lot. I've had issues. I've talked to you guys about them. A long time ago, one of you guys recommended that book and I got it. Another one that I love is by Yuta Bird, and it's a Kabbalah book, The Spiritual Rules of Engagement. I really love this, and again, it's like a relationship book, and there's so much information packed in the pages of this book. It's very motivating, and while I was going through all of my books, those 4 are the ones that stand out from last year. I mean, they really stand out to me. Now, last but not least, let's talk about a few other books. So, for 2015, I used my Inkwell Press book. My Inkwell Press Live Better Planner. I guess I should just be, like, completely correct with the book. I don't remember another planner that I've used all the way through a year. So, this was definitely a favorite of mine. I've got a ton of videos. You can go under planners and journals in the playlist. Check out those videos if that's something that interests you. That was definitely a favorite. All the planner stickers and everything, those are great, but they're not absolute favorites. But the planner itself is definitely a favorite, was definitely a favorite. Now, another book that I got in 2015, it's a journal. It's this one from Target. It's I'm Doing My Best, a journal. I'm going to just show you. A journal in which to prove that despite any indications to the contrary, I am constantly working on myself and trying to become the very best me, even though it's much slower and harder process than Oprah and Deepak would have me believe. And while I sometimes prefer just to swallow a pill or have a personality transplant, I will keep plugging away at this internal self-improvement thing until I've done so well I can come back in my next life as a golden retriever, just like our Super Cooper. I'm not going to open this up. It's very private. I do have some empty pages that I can show you. Like, there's a quote, and then there's a large page to journal on. And I love this book. It's definitely been a favorite through 2016, even though I kind of used it late in. And I still have quite a bit that I can add in here. And I love that. It's very private. Nobody, like, in my house just goes through my stuff, reading my books. But I hope one day when I'm gone, my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren can maybe get to know me through the planners and through the books. So late December, I started using really my Midori Traveler's Notebook. It has definitely been a favorite. Now, I've been using it, and I was trying to decide if I'm going back to the Inkwell Press because I have the wood chevron for 2016, which will probably be a favorite. And I would say this was 1,000 in 2015 because I had it and I wanted to use it, and they're such beautiful planners. But I started using my Midori Traveler's Notebook. So this, along with my wallet, which is the passport size. So you got the larger one and you got the passport. This is my wallet, and it was definitely probably one of my biggest favorites of 2015. I adore this. I love how the cover is getting a little bit rough. I love how it's getting some personality, and it's definitely been a top pick. And I will show you guys more about that later. This has been like my everyday book, and I'm still using this, and it was definitely a favorite from 2016. Stay tuned. I do have a video that I'm going to share on this. So, as I said, for 2015, I have been using this in my Inkwell Press But this also came in, and I have recently just started using it. It's super cute. I love this planner. And I do plan on doing more Plan With Me videos and all that kind of stuff. But even the new one was a favorite in December because I had it and I was so excited to start using it. And I decided, like, I was trying to pick between this planner and this beloved planner, if you will. And I decided I'd use them both. And I'm so excited to show you how I got them both set up and how I would use them, but that will come in time. So that is my favorites for 2015. Now, I'm not going to do an in-depth blog post where I write everything out and supply you with links. It would just take too much time for me to do that. But if there's anything you saw that you're interested in or anything that I mispronounced, and believe me, I do that quite a bit sometimes, let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to help you find them. I am so very happy with my planners, my phones, that Polaroid zip. I'm just happy with everything I shared with you. I tried to save boxes. I tried to really think about what I used and what I loved throughout 2015, and these are the items. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know that you did like it. I will be back with part 2, sharing my beauty, my household, some accessories, some clothing items. Those favorites from 2015 will be up in a day or two. Definitely get subscribed if you're not already, and you can do that by clicking on the little button or just clicking on my name. That will take you to my main page on YouTube. Get subscribed by clicking the subscribe button, and you won't miss any new videos that way. If you follow along on Instagram, you can definitely jump in to the Love the Home You Have 31-day challenge. It's really helping me love my home. It's helping me organize, clean, and declutter. And I think it's helping a lot of you guys as well. So again, those are my favorites. I hope you enjoyed them. I'll see you very, very soon.